I'm Rebecca Winn with Devil's Digest here with publisher Rabino, and we will be looking at this week's matchup against number 23 ASU to number 5 Stanford. So starting with ASU's offense, what can we expect from them? What do you think will be their biggest challenges against the Stanford defense?
Well, I think much like last week, they're definitely going to have a bigger challenge running the ball than they are going to passing it. Obviously, the Stanford secondary is better than Wisconsin's, but as far as running the ball, I anticipate Arizona State maybe having the same rate of success like they did against Wisconsin, which is not that great, but maybe just enough to go ahead and keep the offense balanced. That's going to be really huge if they can go ahead and loosen up that front seven with having a lot of success in the passing game. And I think a player like Jalen Strong, who has a great start to his ASU career, if he can go ahead and be that consistent threat on the outside, open things up for Chris Coyle down the middle, a tight end, open up more lanes for the running backs, I think that's going to be huge. So a balanced offense is important in every game, obviously, but especially against a team like Stanford, which has such a heavy and very talented front seven.
Stanford's not number 5 for nothing, but there has been a lot of criticism of their defense this year. Do you think that benefits ASU, and what are your thoughts on that?
Well, I know that every team, much like Stanford and like ASU against Sacramento State, really don't show the whole array of their playbook just to go ahead and give opponents as less game film or meaningful game film as possible. So I don't know if Stanford's defense really took a big step back from last year. I mean, I actually think that maybe on offense, losing a lot of talented tight ends, losing Stephon Taylor, replacement for the Cardinals, I think that might be actually a bigger hit than what they actually took on defense. But I think that, again, their secondary is talented, definitely more talented than Wisconsin, but not the strong unit on their team. So if they can go ahead if ASU can go ahead and exploit that area, I think they should be just fine. Because again, I think it's going to be hard to run on them, and whatever criticism their front seven gets this year, I don't know if it's really that much more.
Moving to ASU's defense, what are the keys to success here to having a victory against Stanford?
Well, I think just like every game, you try to go and stop the run first and foremost, and with Stanford having a very formidable offensive line and Gaffney at running back is playing very well, that will go a long way. But the thing is, we expected last week Wisconsin to kind of lull you to sleep, maybe rushing 6-7 times in a row and then hitting you with the play action. That never really came into play. But with Stanford, I totally expect that to come into play. So I think the cornerbacks are going to have to be very, very disciplined, knowing that play action pass can come at any time. I think a player like Anthony Jones, playing a hybrid safety linebacker, who has expanded responsibilities compared to a lot of other players on that side of the ball, his play is going to be crucial because him identifying the run or the pass can go ahead and help Arizona State go ahead and shut down that aspect. So I think this being very disciplined, not so much just with penalties, but just with assignments and knowing when the run is coming and when the pass is coming. But Todd Graham said a few days ago, the Stanford offense is very tricky, so to speak. They can run a lot of different players in the same formation. So Arizona State's really going to have to do a good job identifying that.
What do you think the special teams will have to improve on from last week before the Stanford game?
Well, it's just really mental mistakes. I mean, just having that high snap that happened in the punting situation last week that turned into a touchdown. Those things can't happen, especially not on the road when you have so many elements already going against you. This is going to be place kicker Zane Gonzalez, a true freshman, his first true test on the road against a stadium which maybe he'll face more ruckus stadiums down the road, but nonetheless, it's how he's going to go to perform when all the words is against you, so to speak. So I think when you talk about the discipline, I think this comes especially for the special teams, because I think this is going to be a close game, and I think special teams can definitely go a long way into having ASU winning or losing this game.
After such a controversial win last week, do you think that how important is the Sun Devils' performance against their first matchup against a Pac-12 team?
It's definitely important. I mean, Todd Graham said, and I don't think he joked, that in this 4-game stretch we've been talking about forever, that if there's 2 games that he wants to win or has to win, it has to be the Pac-12 games. Not that Wisconsin Notre Dame in a few weeks is not as important, but if you're trying to go and capture the Pac-12 South, Stanford and USC coming up, those are the games you want to win. So it definitely has a lot of importance, and probably, yes, a little more importance than the Wisconsin. You're playing a Pac-12 opponent, the returning Pac-12 champs, ranked number 5 in the country. You made a lot of great statements last week against Wisconsin. If you go ahead and beat Stanford this week, I think those statements are magnified that much. And if there's any non-believers, people on the fence, a win against Stanford can go ahead and change their mind in a hurry, I think.
Great, thanks. And again, with publisher Rabino, I'm Rebecca Winn for Devil's Digest.